What's up YouTube, photographer Ronnix from ronnixphotography, and welcome to yet another retouching video. And today we're going to be retouching this image. And you know guys, it's been long since I put out a new retouching video, and yeah, right now we are back into the tutorial. So this photo is a raw image and it was taken using a Canon 6D camera. It was taken at FO at 320th of a second, ISO at 500. It was taken using a Yongnuo 35mm lens. So this is the photo we are going to be retouching, and it is not a studio portrait. As you can see, it was taken in the house. I bounced my light off the ceiling. So this is the image. We had no reflectors, but we are going to do the retouching anyway. So you're going to do the skin retouching, the eye whitening, and you're going to be doing frequency separation for this image. So usually when I'm going to edit such an image, I start with my camera raw adjustment, so I get everything right. So right now I start by pulling down my highlights because they are kind of blown out right here. Then I prefer to pull down my whites a little bit to get back the details, and I prefer coming to my blacks and pumping them all the way down to -31. Then I come to my shadows. I try to eliminate them. So I'm going to leave this at around 50. As you can see, this is our image right now. So I'm going to add in a little bit of contrast. 4 can do for this image. Then some clarity and a little bit of vibrance. 4 will do. So as you can see, this image is really sharp enough. So I'm going to come right to my temperature and I'm going to warm it up a little bit. As you can see, I'm going to warm it up. So this is our image right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this image so we can come back to camera later and do some little color balancing and skin toning. So this is the image, so I'm going to open it. You just click open and the image will open. And guys, if you haven't subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button, and when you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you'll be updated every time we upload a new video. So we're going to start retouching the image. So usually when I'm going to retouch my photos, I prefer to first of all crop my image in a ratio of 4:5, because usually I post my images on Instagram and I would like my images to fill the whole screen. So I'm going to crop this image a little bit more. So yeah, because I want the focus to be on the model's face. So this is the image. Yeah, this will do. I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. Click Ctrl J on the keyboard, Ctrl J to duplicate it, or you can just drag and drop here to duplicate. So this is our image. So I'm going to use my patch tool first to remove the simple blemishes in this image. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to start eliminating, and I'm not going to skip or forward any step. So you just select and sample the area of the skin you want to sample from. So this is the image. What we are doing right now, you can either use your healing brush tool or the clone stamp to remove these little blemishes from the skin. So you're now removing these little blemishes from the model's skin. So we sample and drag, sample and drag. So guys, if you love this video or if you are watching it right now, remember to leave a comment. Yeah, give us feedback about this video, and don't forget to hit the like button. So this is the image. We are just fine-tuning the image right now. This is the first step before I do the frequency separation, and for the frequency separation I'm going to be using the mixture brush tool because it is way better and it leaves so much detail in the image. It doesn't make it look plastic or like a doll, so we wouldn't want a human being to look like a doll. So this is the image. We are removing the blemishes, so let me zoom out. I see. Yeah, so far so good. So I'm done with that. So I'm going to come to my frequency separation action, and I'm going to play my action right now. This is the frequency separation action, and if you don't have it, check out the previous videos we uploaded to this channel, and you'll get the download link to this action. So usually I prefer a low radius because I want to retain so much detail. So I'm going to use 9 for this image because I want to retain so much detail in this image. So I click continue. So this is our frequency separation action. I'm going to close this. So usually I prefer to add a black and white layer on top of my high frequency because I want something to guide me when I'm doing the mixing on the skin, because when we are mixing we blend the skin tones where they are uneven and we get what is really perfect. So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to add a black and white layer on top of my high frequency. So I'm going to darken it up, pull my reds down and pull my yellows up. So this is going to be like our guiding star when we are doing our retouching or mixing. So just come under the brushes if you don't have your mixer brush right there, but usually mine is here. Just right click and look for the mixture brush tool. So this is the default for the mixture brush tool, and usually when I'm going to do my mixing I prefer it to be my wetness at 10 and I leave the other settings the way they are. Make sure sample all layers is not checked, and you have to clean right here. So I'll just click here and this will be clean. Make sure the brush is clean, and if it is not, just clean it right here, clean brush. So this is our brush right now. So we're going to start doing the mixing. So when you're mixing, make sure you don't over zoom in because you may make errors. So this is how I prefer to zoom. I don't want to be totally zoomed in, so I'm going to start doing the mixing on this image. And to increase your brush size, use the right and left brackets on your keyboard. So I don't know, yeah, make sure you have selected this right here. As you can see, make sure it is selected. So I'm going to start doing the mixing. Make sure you're mixing on your lower frequency, not the high frequency. So this is the image. Yeah, I'm going slow because I want you guys to learn it and everything. So I'm going to start doing the mixing, and make sure when you're doing the mixing you remain within the borders or the boundaries of the skin tones you're trying to do the mixing onto. So this is, we are doing the mixing and we are trying to blend the skin tones together. So as you can see, let me show you guys our progress so far. I'm going to turn off the black and white layer. So this is the before, after, before, after. You can see the difference right here on the forehead, before, after. So I'm going to turn back my black and white, and I'm going to continue doing the mixing. So guys, you shouldn't rush while you're doing your mixing because yeah, you really need something really perfect at the end of the day, and yeah, you wouldn't want to waste so much time then after editing your image and you have really fake results. So make sure you don't do the rushing because usually these are beauty portraits, and yeah, the face is so much zoomed in. Yeah, and people would like to see the details, and if at all you make any errors in this image, yeah, you'll be busted. So This is the image. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button. Yeah, support us to keep on creating more content for this channel. So what we are doing right now, we are doing the mixing using the mixture brush tool. And for the blemishes we forgot, we can usually come back and do away with them, or we can just select the high frequency. Since it has so much texture, so we just come back and select the high frequency layer, and we do away with those remaining blemishes in the image. So this is our image. So let me show guys the progress so far. You may be wondering what I am doing, and remember, whenever you're mixing, make sure you keep on checking, because you may have done errors you may not notice. So this is the before after. You can see how even the skin tones are right now. So before, after. I think you guys can see the changes in this image. So I'm going to come to the chin area, and I'm going to kind of mix below her lip area, so because I want to blend these skin tones together. So just come right here, and yeah, don't overdo your mixing, but yeah, be careful, because you want something really nice and perfect at the end of the day. So this is the image. So I'm done mixing the face area. So usually when we are doing African separation, we tend to forget these vital areas like the arms, the neck area. So don't forget the hands. So just come and mix there too. So we have some little blemish here, and yeah, we shall come back and deal with it. So what I'm doing right now, I'm mixing the hand area. So we really want to get nice tones at the end of it all. So since this was like a Muslim, yeah, by the way, this photo was taken at an event, some cultural event, and yeah, she was the bride of the day. So this is the photo we are doing the retouching on. So let me show you guys our progress. Turn off my black and white. So this is the before, after, before, after. You can see it is really subtle, and yeah, the results are really evident enough, and it is not overdone. So I'm going to come back and mix around this area, because I'm seeing some little imperfections. So before, after, before, after. You can see the image right now looks amazing. So I'm going to select my black and white layer, and I'm going to delete it. Then I click and close my frequency separation layer. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to kind of color or tone this image. So usually I come to my gradient maps. So when you click on it, it will give you like a default for your gradients, and just click right here, because usually when I'm doing my gradient maps, I prefer to warm my images. So if at all you need all these other palettes, just click on this gear icon and come to photographic toning, then click append. So you'll get all these other remaining palettes. Sorry about that. Just come. So you'll get all these other remaining palettes. So usually I prefer to use this and these two. Usually it is gold 1 and gold 2. So when you click on it, to turn the image totally to this color. I'll close that. Then I come to my blending options, and I'm going to click on soft light. So you see the image right now is really too warm. So I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Then I'm going to come back to my gradient maps, but this time I'm going to use this gold 2. As you can see, I'm going to use gold 2. Then I come back to my blending options, and I'm going to use soft light still. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to reduce the opacity to any of my liking. So this is the image right now. So after this, I'm going to just come to my selective color, and I'm going to play around with my red channel. So I'm going to pull down my magentas a little bit, then add a little cyans to the image. Then for my yellows, you see when you pull this, it is too yellow, and when you pull this, it gets too much of the magenta in the image. So I'm going to come to my yellows, and I'm going to pump them down to -2. So after this, I'm going to come to my, I'm going to go back to my camera raw, and I'm going to do some little adjustments to the eyes, and I'm going to create a stamp visible layer, Shift Alt Control E on the keyboard. So this is our layer, and I'm going to duplicate it, Control J. So I'm going to come to filter, camera raw filter, and I'm going to use my adjustment brush to whiten the eyes of the model. So let me first select and zoom in. So this is the image right now. As you can see, you're going to do the eye whitening. So this is, click here for adjustment brush, and when I'm doing this, I prefer my temperatures to be all the way down to 45, and my tint to around 69, my highlights 7, and my whites around 8 or 7. Then I come right down to my saturation, and it is at -85. So I'm going to start painting over the eye area. So when I'm doing the painting, I do prefer to, let me zoom in completely, because I want to be accurate while I'm doing the painting. So I'm going to increase the brush size using the right bracket on the keyboard. So make sure you don't paint up to here, because the eye will look so much artificial, and it will look fake to the people who will be looking at the image. So make sure you only paint over that white area, and maybe for the highlights in the eye area, we can paint them too, like these highlights. You can see that. So just come and pass it right here. Yeah, I think this is good enough. As you can see, the eye is now white. So I'm going to come to the second eye, click my zoom tool, select, left click, and select my brush, adjustment brush, and I'm going to paint this eye too, because what we are doing, we really want something to pop in this image. So this is our image. So I'm going to continue painting. So we have this highlight here, and we want it to kind of be like a catch light for us, since we didn't have reflectors for this portrait. As you can see now, the eyes are really white and they are popping. So I'm going to come back right here and do some little basic adjustments. So I'm going to pull up my shadows a little bit. Then I'm going to come right to my camera calibration, and I'm going to play around with these little sliders. So I'm going to start with my hues, because I prefer some little reds in the image, as you can see the image. And I'm going to come to my green primary. So when you pull it this side, you get so much magenta, and this side you get so many greens. So I'm going to pull it to around 3. So I'm going to come right to my red channel, and I'm going to play around with it. Yeah, so this is fine for this image, and I'm going to click OK. So I want to show you guys the before and the after for eye whitening and the color grading we have done in Camera Raw. So this is the before, after, before, after. You can see the image right now looks amazing and is popping and eye-catching. So what we are going to do right now, I'm going to first of all remove those little remaining blemishes in this image. So I'm going to create a new layer, Ctrl J, yeah, and I'm going to get my patch tool, zoom in all the way and look for those simple blemishes we may have forgotten while we were removing the blemishes from this image. So yeah, this is the image right now. So we have something little here. Yeah, so this is our image right now. So let me show you guys how far we have come with this image. And guys, even if I don't do the dodging and burning for this specific photo, because when I was using my mixture brush tool, I kinda did not overdo it. So I'm going to select all our progress, then I put it in a group, Ctrl G on the keyboard. So guys, if you love this video, kindly leave a like button and drop a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll be updated every time we upload a new video. So I want to show you guys the before and the after for this image. So this is the before, after, before, after, before, after. You can see how amazing this is. So this is a video, and it has been about frequency separation using a mixture brush tool, eye whitening using camera raw adjustment brush tool, and we have done the color grading of this image using gradient maps and camera calibration in camera raw. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Ronnix from Ronnix Photography. Till next time.